One shot and national pain beyond measure in the murder of Charlie Kirk. And now this.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
The announcement from Utah's governor touched off relief and a firestorm of inquiry. Who is Tyler Robinson? The Utah Board of Higher Education called him a third-year student in the electrical apprenticeship program at Dixie Technical College and said he received concurrent enrollment credit at a university while in high school. This is not going to be one of your clients.
Absolutely not. There's no way they're going to give him bail.
Heather Page, bail bondswoman, suspects Robinson is in a solitary cell and other inmates know he's here.
Oh, absolutely. Gossip goes crazy inside that jail, yeah.
They know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of it.
Prosecutors began reviewing evidence today. They say they will file charges against Tyler Robinson on Tuesday, and he'll see a judge that afternoon. South of Salt Lake City, I'm Brian Malahi reporting.
Well, the overwhelming emotion that I've heard today is shock. I'm at the suspect's apartment in St. George. You can see it's still an active crime scene. There is crime scene tape up behind me, and police presence is still here, although it is waning. Earlier today, this parking lot was buzzing with law enforcement officers from the FBI, the Washington City Police, UHP officers, and the St. George Fire Department. I spoke with residents in this neighborhood who said at first they weren't really sure what was going on. There wasn't a lot of communication, but once they saw that crime tape go up and the media come out, they started to put two and two together. I spoke with one resident, Jesse Riley, who lives a few doors down from Robinson. He says they parked next to each other and he would see the gray Dodge Challenger daily. He said in retrospect, he noticed that the car was missing for the past few days, but it wasn't until photos of that vehicle started circulating online that that piece connected for him. Riley said he was already upset about the passing of Charlie Kirk. To know his neighbor may have been responsible has been hard to process.
Obviously there's, the thoughts that kind of go through your mind of why it happened in Utah probably, versus obviously not just because he lived here, but maybe a Utah event is going to be more lax on security. Everybody's a little bit more pumped up that Charlie Kirk's in town because, we're all seeing from a common viewpoint. So the last thing we're thinking is that there's going to be somebody of an opposite viewpoint, there to do harm. So that was, what was really hard to wrap my mind around initially. And then you add this on top and I'm like, is this even real right now? This is reality?
We also learned this morning from police reports and Governor Cox that Robinson's family said that he started to get more political over the past few years. They also told law enforcement that Robinson was aware that Kirk was coming to Utah on his college tour and that he said he disagreed with Kirk and his teachings. In St. George of Kelleher, KUTV 2 News.
The probable cause statement says that Tyler Robinson was actually seen on campus 4 hours before the shooting. They say he arrived here at 8:29 in his Dodge Challenger, wearing a completely different outfit than he was seen in later. At that time, police say he was wearing a maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, and a black hat with a white logo. A few hours later, at 11:50, police say that Robinson was seen on surveillance video right about here. He was walking towards this parking lot, heading toward campus, but all the while, he was reportedly limping as if he couldn't bend his right leg and moving at a slower pace. And investigators say that he walked that way all the way towards that pedestrian tunnel near 800 West Campus Drive. 12 minutes later at 12:02, Robinson was reportedly seen walking by the north side of the LOC Center, still limping. But investigators say he walked to the southeast corner doors of the building, and at 12:15, he was seen climbing the stairs. At 12:17, the PC statement says Robinson climbed over a short wall, then crouched on the north side of the wall on the roof. At 12:22, Robinson reportedly ran across the roof and the limp was gone. The PC statement says he laid down in shooting position, and 1 minute later, at 12:23, the fatal shot was fired. Officials explain how Robinson scrambled to escape.
He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions.
Now at 12:24, the video reportedly shows Robinson dropping from that corner right there. And after he cut across the lawn by the parking lot, police say he then crossed the street on Campus Drive, where he came to a grassy area with trees. Now this grassy area that is blocked off right now is reportedly where they did find the .30-06 bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark towel. So how was Robinson tracked down to Washington City? Well, the PC statement says along with talking to his family members, they also spoke to a roommate who told investigators about messages he posted on Discord. And one of those messages reportedly talked about how he needed to pick up a rifle from a drop spot. Paul Nelson, KUTV 2 News.
How can we possibly coexist with people who want to kill you?
Conservative activist Riley Gaines says she's still processing Charlie Kirk's death.
I'm reluctant to admit it, but this does leave me afraid.
Last spring, police arrested 5 people during one of Gaines' speaking events at Portland State University in Oregon. This video from our sister station shows protesters surrounding the building. Now, Gaines says she's questioning her own safety at future events.
Concerns for the future and security will certainly be increased at any sort of public event, especially on campuses.
I asked Gaines what she thinks it would take to lower the tension and stop political violence.
The rhetoric has to be toned down.
Democratic State Representative Bo Mitchell echoes that call, issuing a statement saying that we have to put an end to the division and rancor that have come to define our politics. National lawmakers like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York are calling for the same.
We must come together. Our responsibility is to de-escalate this environment, to reduce the level of chaos that is at risk right now in this country, so that we can, first and foremost, increase the level of safety that people can feel in this country. And then we can move forward together.
As the investigation continues, some members on both sides say lowering the temperature in public discourse may be one step towards making politics safer for everyone.